Lovely jazz. Let's jump into Ancient. It could be our last map of today. Arctic Raptors need a stonking CT side to get things off. And, well, I mean, if there's any map to have a good CT start, it would be Ancient. But it all starts with round number 1, the pistol. So let's have a see here. Double util setup for Endpoint, double smokes as well. So maybe this is just going to be smoke short, smoke long, double flash sight. Maybe a molly and cubby. Just, you know, the most basic B execute on a pistol ever. And then yeah, they'll try and send it out. But for now, very slow, very silent.
There's a little bit on the slow approach right now, Zodi. He takes some taps. Oh, he could get very close. And he's actually met for Dink instead. He's down 26. Flash will come through towards Donut. That's giving them an opportunity to wrap in towards A, but it's a quick rotation from the CTs too.
Having a decent look in on this site. Endpoint aren't going to be met with any resistance. And bomb goes down, post plant settled in. Starts to get a little worried now for Arctic Raptors. I mean, there is smoke kit on Zodi, but you know, you can't be banking on one individual. Thomas, okay, does find one whiff in trade, so still a man advantage, but 2 dinks to come out of the pockets of Endpoint. So many players are low. It's really Ducky, the only man that can throw together this round for them. A stick to come in, 2 kills to come off the back of it. That's your pipe HP player gone. Nerds will find them both. Arctic Raptors lose the pistol. Endpoint set things off on the right foot.
Great start, we said, for Arctic Raptors. If they can, you know, kickstart this, maybe we can see, you know, something work in their favor. It's unfortunate that it doesn't as well, because it means that now they're all going to be starting initially at a really rough spot where the investment towards the next can be pretty minimal. I don't expect too much to be brought out. In fact, they actually are going to go for the force, and I think this is pretty risky, right? You got an MP9 and then just a few pistols to try and muster up around here, where they were sitting on about 2.5k. They could have bought in towards round number 3, not to be. Arctic Raptors, they're playing the meta of force buying in. It could work wonders though.
Nuts is getting aggressive. Oh, good shot from Aatrox in response. Not terrible. Definitely not terrible. And Endpoint are meeting a little bit of resistance, but this is a force buy from Arctic Raptors. You'd expect something a little better.
Well, at the moment,
silent.
Yeah, a little bit quiet on the Western Front. This is surreal, 40 points of HP. He might even just play, again, like cannon fodder, try and take charge it. Speaking of actually, the Mac 10 and Mighty Mac's going to go forward, try and force out some decisions in towards Donut to be made.
Oh, so they are making some noise towards Donut. This is a force buy from Arctic Raptors. You'd expect something a little better.
Well, at the moment,
silent.
Yeah, a little bit quiet on the Western Front. This is surreal, 40 points of HP. He might even just play, again, like cannon fodder, try and take charge it. Speaking of actually, the Mac 10 and Mighty Mac's going to go forward, try and force out some decisions in towards Donut to be made.
Oh, so they are making some noise towards Donut, maybe trying to fake out the play. You see Aatrox chilling. Just wondering, where are they? What's the plan? Back towards B for Endpoint. And they've actually forced Arctic Raptors to kind of overpopulate the site. Nice shots. Mighty Max has got it with the Mac 10. Whiffing. I mean, popping off some shots. But it's back towards A. Look at... Oh, Thomas! Man, I don't know. I don't know what to say in all honesty. He literally could not have messed the molly up more, if you'd have asked. Look at the time, by the way. There's 3 seconds left when the bomb gets set down. Yet, the molly actually works as a one-way, and Thomas still gets a kill behind. I don't know, man. I don't know what to say.
And they get bailed out, don't they, a little bit. Works in their favour. I think for Arctic Raptors, what they've got left, the remaining, the 5.7, the MP9, it kind of just has to be saved here. I mean, it was a forced investment around which they, in my opinion, didn't need to. I think it would have been better off if they just gone for another eco here, or played for an eco. And then with 2.5k across the board, roughly, they could have bought in towards the next, or a little bit more uniform than what they had into this round. But, hey, not to be. Raptors concede another round, 2-0 start for Endpoint, and again, you know, heading into the next, it's going to be another pretty rough buy. Only really Whiffen can invest, and I don't know if he'd want to, just because the support around it's going to be pretty dicey.
All right, so, I mean, 2-0, I think an expected result. Endpoint maybe a little bit of a finer margin. How do you explain that? You know, like Thomas has misvolleyed, still won the round, and now we just progress on, and it's looking pretty alright here for Endpoint. Wondering how things are going to stand. Obviously, Arctic Raptors now on an eco, and you can't see the guard is a little further down here for Arctic Raptors. For Endpoint, it should have been as up as ever. They do get caught out in a bit of initial contact, though.
MP9 swinging in. So other ideas bring the numbers back level. Bever falling. Does change the tempo a little bit here. What wasn't initially a decent start for Arctic Raptors. Now they're going to reclaim a little bit of that lost land.
Okay. And they were giving it a good go. I mean, in the 4v4, it's pretty alright. Endpoint have got the better guns at the end of the day. I mean, the only person with Kevlar is Zodi, and he's only got a 5.7 to back it. 50 seconds, but towards main they go. And Aatrox lays in wait. Zeus, oh, not even going to find it. Cyril is so quick. Aatrox doesn't even let the taser run. Nertz is in on CT. There's your first and your second. How clean is that from Nertz? 3 against the pistols, but makes it look easy on the transfers. Endpoint have themselves a third. Arctic Raptors now with a full buy, while Endpoint, they'll play for the bonus.
Yeah, you know, again, started decently. Unfortunately, the Zeus isn't basically able to click mouse 1 in time. But, you know, it's one of those rounds that is expected to go the way that it did. Endpoint comfortably make it a 3-0. This is now the first full test. What can Arctic Raptors bring to the table is of a full buy for them. What is essentially against a bonus for Endpoint. And if Endpoint are able to make it 4 here, I would get extremely worried. I mean, some people even make the argument that, you know, 4, potentially 5 rounds is enough on T-side of Ancient, and Endpoint are already getting dangerously close.
Ducky, nicely done. Presented with an easy double on middle. Both players emerging through the smoke. You're going to see them both by the time they see you. Easily done. Now, of course, it's just about making the move for Endpoint with 3 remaining players. As I said, it was a bonus buy, so I'm not going to be here saying that Endpoint are desperate for a win. Certainly would help financially if they can whittle away some of these M4s. I mean, look at the money that Arctic Raptors have here, you know. Apart from Ducky that has 650 combined, there is $150 between those 4 players, and already 2 of those rifles removed. It's down to a 3v3. Now this is a scenario that Endpoint can work with.
I'll go back in towards Cave. Kind of reclaim the space that they initially fought for. With that Molotov coming through as well, a little bait attention back over. It looked like Zodi was rotating over towards A to, you know, continue to fortify that position. But no, he's kind of tempted back, and as that smoke should lure them all back into the fight now. Getting the bomb down going to be pretty tough. Just shy of 20 seconds to work with.
Oh, nicely done. Zodi picks up the first. Surreal, decent trade. 2v2. Presented with a winnable scenario, and considering Arctic Raptors have dipped every dollar they have into this round, and for Endpoint playing a massive bonus, this would sting. I mean, Whiffen has a kit. Beve no utility to flash this AWPer in or to isolate an angle for the big green. It's piece by piece. They have to check it, and a Whiffen missed shot certainly doesn't help. Beve will tap the bomb. He's going to go back to try and pick up the kit from his teammate. Takes the fight to Surreal. There's your first. But yeah, no time. He'll tap it once. Tries to wait for the peek of Max, and he does spot him out. But that information goes both ways. The AWP scooped up and a save call called in. But Endpoint, they have 4.
And they convert a bonus as well. I mean, it's so important. Huge momentum swinging even further over towards that T side. That is a massive round for them to convert. When you consider what they brought in as well. Mac-10s, Galils, and a couple of AKs on a positive note. And they've managed to walk away with that against a uniform full buy of Arctic Raptors. Already spells very, very dark signs over towards Arctic Raptors, where potentially things aren't going to look too pretty in towards Ancient. 4-0. And all that can be mustered up in towards the Nexus. An AWP saved and dropped into the hands of Whiffin. And then just pistols in support. It's pretty brutal. For Arctic Raptors, this should be another round lost. And Endpoint extending the lead to 5.
And that's worrying, man. 5 rounds already on the T side of Ancient. You don't want to draw conclusions, you know, in the first glimpse of a game. Oh my god, MHL. I was going to say, you don't want to draw any conclusions in the first few moments of a game. But Ancient is probably the only map where you can get away with making these sort of decisions. And thoughts with him. I mean, he has an AWP and he has the bomb. It's not the worst scenario to be in. A deep smoke from Thomas, and Whiffin's just basically going to be knocked off the angle in its entirety. MHL's job just to hold the cave push while Thomas goes looking for the bomb. Missed shot by the AWP. He'll position himself back up towards middle. Beve goes a looking. Whiffin, he'll be dropped as well. They know the last player's in on cave. And while there's extra damage done to the AWP, it's certainly the rifle that has his back covered. 5-0, as you said. That is a very, very comfy round here for Endpoint. And of course, moving forward with haste here on the T side, just puts the extra factor into Arctic Raptors that they need to get a move on. They need to start winning rounds, mate. This is their chance.
Well, this is, as you mentioned, their chance, but we saw them struggle against a bonus, and it makes me feel that against now a full buy for Endpoint, it might be a little bit more of the same. Have to wait and see. Don Molotov in towards mid, the standard setup as MHL just peers on the other side, waiting, hoping for someone to mistakenly cross, but you won't be given that luxury. As Endpoint will continue to take a lot of mid control when more or less for free.
I mean, I like it from Arctic Raptors that they aren't, you know, pressing the issue, because MHL has been really influential on the AWP. You know, he's been finding kills, he's been doing so much damage. Oh, Whiffin, that was your sitter. Missed shot. And that's just a deeper angle, a more intertwined mid-hold for Endpoint, and Arctic Raptors just being backed up even further into that metaphorical wall.
Oh, Nert has snuck his way forward here. Surely Ducky doesn't expect the aggression. I mean,
even if
he clears this, fair to him.
Even if he peeks, the AWP should have him covered. Whiffin does find Surreal. Max, he's able to catch off the AWPer though. I don't know, a little bit understaffed in some regards. It's a great shot from Nertz. Now maybe they double back towards A because they've got the pinch from CT. Nertz is now clearing out B. Beve goes looking in. Nertz with a second. Now they'll double back towards B. Mate, what a fruity round this has been. So entertaining. Oh my god. Where do you go? What do you do if you're Arctic Raptors? Nerds will finally fall, but at the cost of like half of your army, and your money's in the bin. Yeah, I don't know, mate. Aatrox, do you even give this one a go? You haven't got a kit. Arctic Raptors, second best of game. That's as easy as I can say it.
I think save AWP and fall away here.
Yeah.
Bomb half ticked. Unless he finds the kill on towards MHL early, which he will. Playing Trigger Discipline will net himself one. Now Max has all the information he needs to work with. As Aatrox just comes flying out of cave, he'll tap it. Swinging. Finding it. Does he have time? It's going to be extremely close, but I think he might just about, and he will. Credit to Aatrox. We doubted him. But he'll step up in a 1 versus 2, find the first, and Max can't quite weave his way around the pillar just in time. That's a first on the ball for Arctic Raptors, and it's something out of nothing.
Not bad. Fair play. Clutch comes in. Didn't expect that whatsoever. Both of us said this should be a save. Didn't go for it. Instead, wins out the rounds. But Endpoint, you know, having won 5 rounds in a row, you best expect that this is going to be a decent buy. Lots of cash. Lots of chances to keep hacking away on this T side and presenting a scoreline Arctic Raptors can't work with when they switch sides. Nice shot from MHL to kick things off though. Beve caught aggressive.
Oh, already with an opening kill for Endpoint. They can go back to our regular preceded showing of them just taking charge it. Swinging in towards mid. Zodi could be an advice. On the other side, Surreal lurking in that smoke. He's waiting for his shot.
I like the idea. Not going to be given the chance. I mean, at least some information dropped off and fall away. But where they give up control, they have to take it. And Aatrox goes looking towards ramp. Bit of damage. The dink at the end of the day to Max, but it's still a 5v4, and so the numbers game doesn't exactly improve for Arctic Raptors. Still outgunned right now.
Yeah, that's it. Well, at the moment, mid control coming through. Still just playing that numbers advantage, but HP does look a little bit limited. Mighty Max 3 points, make that zeros. He falls the hands of Zodi, but does he expect the second? Probably not. He's going to hightail it over towards B. Oh, they're going to line up, but he makes it 2. Looking for the third, and there's damage being dealt in towards Aatrox.
Yeah, Thomas has found the low HP, as you said. Ducky, the higher of the two. 4v1 scenario. I mean, Endpoint are going to find themselves a 6. There's no stopping that from happening. Despite a very sick clutch in the last round. I think a 1v4 is a bit of a stretch here for the CT side. And they're just going to call that one a day. Leave the M4 in his pockets. Move on to the next round. Endpoint probably won't go hunting just yet. Want to build up the bank a little bit more so before they do go trying to remove the finances from the Arctic Raptors pockets. But a decent round. Another decent response here from the Endpoint boys. As they continue to prevail. Arctic Raptors second best. It's 6-1.
Yeah, it's getting quite concerning, isn't it? I mean, this has been, you know, a pretty convincing one-sided affair right now. And for Arctic Raptors, they continuously seem to struggle. Damage dealt over towards Endpoint, but for the most part, that's all it is. Only the IGL falling. Aside from that, a pretty flawless round. An individual brilliance from Nerds continues to shine so brightly as he's up to 11 kills already. Pause to be called. Coming into yours just before round about 8. Called by Arctic Raptors, and you can sort of understand why. The most CTs on the map in the pool, and they are dwindling amongst a towering sight that is Endpoint right now.
I mean, what a game, by the way, from Mr. Nertz. 11-3. Casual, 7 rounds in. Then again, you know, I talk about an individual, and obviously I'm going to point towards Nertz because we've talked about his name in sort of that star role position for quite a while now with Endpoint. It was Surreal in map 1 that really surprised us, right? So it's nice to see that the interchangeability is certainly there. If, you know, Nertz is having an off game or maybe not as needed, not as instrumental as you'd think. It's this man here, the man that finds the opening kill in round number 8, Surreal. His 7th kill. Great shot from Whiffin. MHL deleted by the D.
Look at more as well. Whiffin. Taking a couple of taps. Getting pretty close as well. Slightly on the more dangerous side, but Molotov will limit his presence in towards mid. Now, still spaced out at Endpoint. Surreal needs to be careful. Zodi will meet him with a bullet of his own. The hand cannon doing exactly as it's descripted. Deleting him, and the numbers back in favour of the CT side.
Whiffin, can he find any more, or will he be extinguished? Mighty Max's AK certainly will deliver some bad news for the CT side. Beve from Spawn actually finding a second kill. Nertz against 3. This is more like it. 58 seconds left to work with here, Nertz. So he's got the best part of a minute to find 3 players. Does he check close left, Zodi? Oh, yeah. Good night, mate. As soon as you pull out your knife, you know that round's over. Zodi's got the last, and 3 rifle saves. A second on the board for Arctic Raptors. Fair play to them. Yeah,
finally as well, right? I mean, it took a bit of individual brilliance with a pretty lackluster buy, but those Eagles causing significant problems. And we need to see kind of those changes in tempo coming through from the CT side if they want to make this a competitive map and potentially series as well, because it's looked one-sided, but that's better. And hopefully this can be like a catalyst to success coming forward. A bit of a, you know, a momentum booster, a bit of a morale booster too as well, just to kind of get them all fired up. Either way, for Endpoint, it won't really dampen them in terms of their buy-in towards this round. They're going to have the full AKs to work with. A Bevy, what a swing. Double, in fact, in towards ramp. They get a lot of control and a lot of information.
Interesting fact of today. This is the only European game of Counter-Strike on right now.
There we go.
And it is for the rest of the day. I say the rest of the day. It's like 55 minutes to a new day for us. But you get what I'm saying. It's the last of the Europeans. Dutch P. Yeah, unlucky today. Thomas, Max, Nertz, all with kills. 3v2. I mean, we complimented Arctic Raptors for getting a pretty successful round in the previous. Just as quick as we compliment them, it feels like the rug's pulled from underneath them. Beve and Whiffin, 2v3. I mean, maybe you do give it a go, because you just need rounds here on this CT side at this moment in time. But it does not look likely.
No, it doesn't look good right now. Arctic Raptors dwindling once again. I mean, it has to be a save call. We expect this. That AWP being saved across is really probably one of the more important things. For Endpoint, it's back to kind of comfortable, plain sailing. Thomas having a little look in, see if you can find anything. Bevy will post up. But yeah, this is more of the same for Endpoint where, you know, when there's slight speed bumps in the road, you know, hiccups along the way, they're very, very good at just bringing things back into their control, regaining, you know, control of the leash and kind of running this story by their means and by any means necessary. For Arctic Raptors, they're in a point now where you again just feel very, very uncomfortable with how things stand. Endpoint are going to call for attack pause as they just want to implement and kind of further distance themselves from the Arctic Raptors side, and the way they're playing you'd expect it as well. Buy coming in towards this next is going to be fairly decent though for the Arctic Raptors. They do have money to work with. It's a positive note, but so far, money or not, it doesn't really seem to be making too much of a dent into what has been a dominant side here.
Yeah. I don't know, mate. I'm pretty certain that this one's Endpoint's. Don't know what the plan is now for Arctic Raptors. They do go for an investment. It's a double AWP, so they are interchanging the ideas rather than the single setup. We've seen Whiffin hold it basically this entire series so far. Time for something different. Lads, what's going on here? Bebe, there is no need to jump there. And he's blocked an important molly because that's given a lot of control now to Endpoint, who can basically walk all the way up to K for free.
That is a slight rookie error that could be costly. Speaking of MHL, he's not even considering this. They literally did this the 2 rounds ago. They double swung and they're going to get a freebie. Look at them all. Surreal. Finding a trade but taking a whole host of damage.
Odie will eventually find it. Whiffin will find Max as well. So, do you know what? At the end of the day, it's not looking bad. Endpoint now with the 2v4, Thomas and Nertz. I don't know what you think, Nao, but I'd say one of the better duos to be in this scenario. Thomas, plenty of experience. Nertz, plenty of hours in the right positions, and just knowing how to aim really does help. Aatrox, the first of 4 that need to walk into the crosshairs, these remaining 2 Endpoint players. Zodi, Whiffin and Ducky still got to hold down 2 bomb sites between them because they don't quite know the bomb is in their hands just yet, but Endpoint will go and push it back and meet no resistance from it.
Numbers favourable for Arctic Raptors, but I still think this is a world in which they can make it work. They have to just pull the trigger now. It's 20 seconds left to work with Endpoint. Not really leaving much up to the clock here. Well, he's the left-hand side. The timing is brutal. Zodia pull away, 10 seconds. Now they have to get that bomb down, and setting up a post one is not exactly going to be easy either.
Plant, mate. Oh my god. Nuts. Left it to the final moments. Orp will find the first Whiffin. Spotted out. Nuts. Let's take a different position. I think he would have heard Ducky and probably would have seen him. There you go. Another man from behind. Unexpected. Zodi just BMs him. Just spams the whole mag in his direction, even once his body hits the floor. 7-3. Arctic Raptors have another.
Not too bad. Not too bad at all. You know, we just need to see these consistent speed bumps along the way and it be a little bit more consecutive from Arctic Raptors before we ever get comfortable about how things are panning out right now. Better, and I think now for me it becomes the question of when do Endpoint learn from their mistakes. The mistakes they've been making are, you know, on the rookie side, but that's twice now that we've just seen the CT side of Arctic Raptors go down ramp over towards that B site and find themselves an opening couple of kills. When are Endpoint going to hold it and, you know, try and punish them for those mistakes? You look why now it's brutal, looking to open things up, and it's great. Nurse finding the first. Ducky will fall, and despite it being a less than advantageous buy over towards Endpoint, it's a pretty formidable position now with the numbers in their favour. All they have to do is play the body system.
Tech9 of Thomas claims another. Considering this is a force buy that consists of a couple of pistols, Arctic Raptors probably the one round that they can start barreling off the back of. Thomas does eventually fall with Whiffin's nade well timed and well placed. Still the numbers game, as you said, favouring Endpoint, and as long as they do play for that trade, life is good. They won't be playing it towards A. It's Nertz that usually is a star man and finds all the frags and opens up a bomb site. He's actually selling an A play while the rest of the team moves towards B. So Endpoint, you know, one round is an entry, one round he's a star man, the next one he's the lurk. For Zodi, he'll kill Nertz and go, hold on, the entire A site is clear. We better get on our bikes and head towards B. The bomb will be indicative indeed that it was the other side of the map all along. And now, you're in a scenario 3v3. Do you really want to risk it if you're the Raptors? I mean, you're going to give it a good go. Do they find themselves victorious?
That's, you know, a lot of credit has to be given to Nertz there. He's done a fantastic job of just drawing attention away. If the AWP are whiffing, or rail off for one, and it's already pushed through the smoke, he might be able to get himself a freebie as well. All down to timing, swing for the first, looking for more, but Surreal doubles down with brilliance, with ease in fact, is whiffing. Taps, but he has no time, does not matter. AWP will be collected, saving it, he will should about make it away in time. Not the same case for Surreal, but either way. Endpoint guaranteed themselves a lead at the half with 8 rounds collected, and the way they're playing double digits seems like a formality more than anything.
Fair play. What a decent round from Surreal. Right place, right time. Very easy business. Round 12, Endpoint, 8 rounds. So, have guaranteed a lead heading into half-time, which is a scary thought in itself. And then when you add the context of being T-side Ancient, ouch. Arctic Raptors really are struggling. Now, of course, they're on an eco with one saved weapon. It just isn't ideal. Is not ideal at all.
In towards mid. Taking presence here, but it's just pistols and should only go one way. It's the meat grinder of mid there. As Endpoint find themselves the opening for, it's the AWP of whiffing. He'll rail off one of his own. And I think for Endpoint, it should be a choice to go hunting it, surely. Whiffing, no, pushing the smoke, ill-advised, and Surreal plucks them away with these and collects an AWP as a freebie. Endpoint up to 9, a 6-round lead. It's just stunning stuff.
Cannot argue with the numbers that you see at the top middle of your screen, can you? It's one that dictates how the game goes. 6 rounds ahead, T-side Ancient. Full buy for the Raptors. Hoping maybe they can do some damage and provide something spectacular. Molly doubled, in fact, towards mid. MHL asking for his teammate to put it out. Do believe Zodi, yeah, is indeed front cave, but he's provided himself with a smoke of his own. Wondering, Arctic Raptors, are they going to get tested towards mid again? By the looks of things, the answer is yes.
Flash will come through. Ducky, great. Aatrox's support is fantastic there because it allows Ducky to find the opener. MHL has reclaimed the space.
Oh, gotta be careful. Can't risk taking the fight against MHL. The AWP on the angle, Neo. Potent once more, MHL.
Yeah.
He's just hitting the easy ones, but they're very impactful to these rounds. Another kill that brings the advantage Arctic Raptors worked hard for. Basically down in a heartbeat. Surreal. It's a great flash. Who... mate, Thomas, you genius. I was going to say who threw it. It was Thomas. You can see in the top right-hand corner of your screen what a brilliant set piece that is to find the kill towards Cave.
At the moment now, the numbers in their favour, Endpoint. They don't need to worry too much. Granted, they have got a Mach 10 in their hands, but it's making things work. Jump throw coming through for Surreal. Didn't have the nade in hand. Second time of asking. Smoke will come down. Flash to come on the back of it as well. Forces whiffing off the angle. Just shy of 30 seconds. Endpoint. They're still in a bit of no man's land. Oh no.
My good word. Surreal. There's your first. Oh! Oh, I thought he found the second as well, mate. It was Thomas. Oh my word. I thought he'd line them up, but no, not meant to be. Now they know Beve's out towards the B site, though. Plenty of time for the bomb to just get set down. Endpoint have played this one perfectly. Beve, of course, you're going to go for it, aren't you? You haven't got a kit, though. So you're going to have to find these kills quite quickly. And MHL, I was going to say, with an AWP, you're never going to miss those. 10 on the board on the C side of Ancients.
Yeah, I mean, this is brilliant. The most CT side of the map in the pool of Ancients, and Endpoint are making this T side look like a cakewalk, and that's why, you know, before the veto even happened, I said that they're given the choice to go to it, they're going to go to it 9 times out of 10, and of course, we're seeing exactly why. Dominance, consistency, consecutive rounds on the board just show why this side should be feared when it comes to this map, and why, you know, other sides might have insta-bans. It might even be worth trying to just float Endpoint, float Ancient as the insta-ban against Endpoint, because is it a risk worth taking? This time they hold Surreal's flash. It hasn't been cleared. It's a 3v4 and it'll make it a double.
Oh, yeah, that's gotta hurt. It could have been Arctic Raptors. It really could have been. Surreal tucked in the corner. Nerds. Mate, we're at 1:27 in the clock and he's in CT spawn. 1:27. Mighty Max, there's your first. Deagle of Aatrox compromised as well. Max is just going to be playing ring around the rosies through cube position. Does he expect a second? While Thomas takes a considerable amount of damage, but does get his kill eventually. Zodi against 4 here. It's going to be 11 on the board here for Endpoint. And it is round after round. For like Arctic Raptors, you can say this game is already over. It's just about trying to make up as many numbers as you can.
Yeah, and Arctic Raptors look deflated as well. I mean, they're really struggling now. They know this has been a lackluster CT side, and the probability of them turning it back around onto, you know, their T side is minimal, and minimal at that as well. So, you know, I think they look very deflated. You can tell there's like a slight bit of tilt leaning in, and you know, this is Endpoint, right? This is the side that the Titans of the UK scene, and they're showing exactly why they hold that title. 9 out of the last 11, as you mentioned, and they're looking to like make it 12. Great start, Nerds opening double. It's just so easy, and he's already in CT.
Yeah, Beve will stop him from wrapping the A site in its entirety. But while the focus is transitioned to middle, it's Endpoint that hit towards B. And the last round of the first half is looking very, very good right now for Endpoint to make it 12. Unfortunate, man.
It is, yeah.
You know, I have some compassion and some, I don't know, not guilt. I'm struggling to find the word. Like, I resonate with the Arctic Raptors boys a bit because, as I said, the last time Endpoint had found themselves in a quarter-final game, so, you know, not topping the group and going straight to the semi-finals was yonks ago. It was spring 2020. That's quite literally nearly 3 years ago. That's it. You know, that's one season away from being 3 years ago. That's unbelievable. And to get that, like, for Arctic Raptors as well, they've had an unbelievable season. You know, like, sure, the scoreline looks 2-3 and you've lost to the teams above you, but they put on a hell of a performance against the teams below them. Not meant to be in this one, though, ladies and gents. It's 12-3 at the half-time whistle. Endpoint are up 1-0 in the series. Will they be able to close the show? It's the pistol that means it all. It's do or die for the Raptors, and we'll find out if they can make things work after the break.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Second half about to get underway, and what potentially could be a last map of the day. Endpoint are on some emphatic form right now. It is 12-3 at the half. And by God, Arctic Raptors need a miracle to get back into this game. On Endpoint's map pick of Ancients, they're starting the T side, heading in towards our second pistol.
Yeah. Now Endpoint are on the CT side, right? Like,
yeah.
If the odds couldn't already be more stacked against you. Great shot from Whiffin. Nertz has neutralised that, though. And so, information on... Yep, there was 3 towards mid. There's still 1 towards A. Surreal, there's your first. Looking for more. Can't quite find it. 1-for-1s are going to be happy days for them as Thomas finds another. Ducky decides to swing in as well. Trying to deny that plant there, Thomas. Bit of back and forth towards the site. Nertz has flanked in as well as he finds himself a second in the round. Zodi will eventually take down the star man, but 2 more to go. Back at the site, dancing between the pillar. Knows where the first is, but the second hits him like a train. 13-3.
Brilliant. I mean, easy. There's a silver lining for Arctic Raptors in what is this dark situation of them finding a bomb plant, meaning they can have some money to work with, but by gum, it's not going to be easy. I mean, for Endpoint, they themselves should have, a fairly mixed buy-in towards next, just generally because it's their CT side. So, MP9s being a bit of a formality. We're actually only going to see one. We're going to see a triple M4A1S with full armor. FAMAS, MP9. Over the other side, of course, he has to be expected off the back of a bomb plant. Full buy to come through. Galil's in hand and Whiffin picking up a scout. It's a little bit more firepower over towards that CT side. Can they make it work? Well, we'll have to wait and see.
Arctic Raptors, forced by. Understandable bomb plant, all of that lovely jazz. 13-3 though. MHL takes a peek, knows that there's a scout, so that'll confirm the Endpoint suspicions that it will indeed be a force buy. Flash to go out, Surreal gives it a good look in with the M4A1S. But ultimately, I think Endpoint know this as well. They just want to be playing numbers and playing for time.
Exactly. Taking face again in towards Excavation. Wrapping through in towards Cave. Aatrox waiting for his position. MP9 at this range can be a problem. Double dink from Max. It's just lovely, isn't it? As Aatrox will fall and the numbers go in their favour.
Looking real good. Now, as you said, the numbers... It's looking unbelievable for this CT side. Weaponry's better as well, so on every margin, on every factor, Endpoint have them beat. Boost over the top. Surreal going to get a bit of leverage as he maybe tries to look in towards Cave. Got to be careful here on timing. Ducky back sticking out. Good damage done to your first. Bomb plant denied. And, well, he does get taken down through the smoke by Zodi, but that's caused enough commotion for Endpoint now to try and pull the pin here on a take. Zodi, nice double, makes it 3 in the round. MHL left in the clutch. It's the most doable of the lot as he lines up 2. Knows where the last is as well. He heard the steps. MHL, and he's going to get it, of course. Really well played. 14-3. And a great clutch from the AWPer with a FAMAS, the most unorthodox of weapons. That's why it's good sometimes, people. I'm telling you, I'm not, I'm not lying. It is a decent weapon. 14-3, 2 away from victory here, Endpoint.
Yeah, it's fantastic stuff. I mean, MHL stepped up. New blood for this team, and he's been firing on all cylinders. AWP, rifles, makes it look easy. 1 versus 3 as well, with 34 points of HP remaining. As Endpoint are 2 away from the all-elusive 16 and booking their spot into the semi-final against ITB as well. A very spicy one at that. Arctic Raptors, what a long road they've got. 11-round deficit they're at right now.
No, it's having a good spam towards B. What an unbelievable game he's had. 21-11. It is a staggering performance from himself. For Endpoint, they know they're very close to the ultimate goal of getting to go to bed without playing 3 maps as well, which is always the added plus. Flashes out towards A. Thomas up close. FAMAS in his hand. He's found the first. It's decent damage done because Beve's dinked, and Aatrox down to 79 points of health. Nertz tries to deny. Not going to happen. MHL getting tagged as well. MP9 going to be here for support as maybe now Endpoint look to try and get the retake going. Already burnt a third of their time in just gathering these resources. There's 2 kits on both rifles here. Mighty Max taking a bit of damage as he transitions to the right-hand side of Cave, or rather of Temple, but Nertz He's able to flush him out from Donut. Swings out as well. There's his second kill on the retake. Makes it number 3. And the last man's coming from Donut. Max, hold on. 2 kills for Zodi, but only the 2. Surreal will hold his nerve. And the defuse from Nerds is there. So 3 in the round is 24th on the board. 15-3. Map point. Series point. Semi-finals point. Endpoint.
Yeah, Nerds has been looking seriously hot in towards this second map. I mean, he was on fire in towards Inferno, but even better now in towards Ancient. He continues to impress, as expected. And, well, map, series, and of course a semi-final place point on the line here for Endpoint and for Arctic Raptors. They're going to, of course, fall by into what potentially could be the last round of today's action. Triple AK, 1 Galil, 1 Scout for Whiffin, and a hope and a dream to keep this one alive for them. But what a long road they have to try and overcome here, and that's just to get to OT.
Surreal checking in towards Pockets, Cubby. I've heard some people call it Slope. I don't know, mate. It's a weird one, but checks out the ramp position, spots nobody close. Wants to try and take a fight elsewhere. Aatrox doing damage after Bev8 catching Surreal. Ultimately, 5v4, minute and 10 on the clock. This is the best chance Arctic Raptors have at making it a 4th and bringing the numbers a little more in their favour.
For now, Arctic Raptors have a chance. I mean, with an opening kill, numbers in their favour. Damage down towards Max too. I mean, we could potentially be seeing a 4th on the board here, and, you know, and he's chipping away at what is such a mountain to climb as they look to continue pursuing over towards B. Ooh.
Great shot from Whiffin. Decent. Creates the AK as well. Goes for the spam just to double down on style points. One towards CT, but that was very short-lived, wasn't it, Mr. Zodi? 4v3 scenario. Endpoint still in a pretty good position here. They just got to deny the plant. The bomber's yet to go out. There's your first kill. 2v4 originally here, and all of these players, again, tantalizingly low. Thomas just needs the last. This Aatrox on site. Can he keep them going? Yes, he can. 4 on the board for the Raptors. And, well, at some cost, though, because 4 die. And for Endpoint, I mean, actually, they're on a force that probably is Deagles or MP9. So there's a chance Arctic Raptors can make this maybe 5, 6, 7 on the board before they meet their demise. But, of course, same context. It's series point, Endpoint.
Yeah, I mean, there still is a lot to be done, but, hey, better than nothing. Better than nothing. And, of course, you know, coming in towards round number 20, for Endpoint, they don't really have too much. It's a force buy, yes, but the buy that they have to work with isn't exactly great. UMP and a couple of pistols isn't a dream. But speaking of, Nerds is going to fly his way forward and hoping he finds some success in the smoke. As like ships in the night as he makes it a double.
Nerds, of course. Got to be careful. There's a 3rd man in middle. MHL's 5-7. Whiffin will find it through the smoke. Befe able to hold things down. But it's catastrophe. Catastrophe. Oh, mate, my words, they're not working. It's a mental rounds. Whiffin, he's gone. Bev8, last man standing. Pistols against it. Nade to be dropped in. Takes the first fight. Knows where both players are. And oh, Bev8 with a transfer. Oh, my word. Arctic Raptors up to 5.
That got very close. Very, very close. Well, that double entry with the UMP, you're thinking, no shot.
Yes.
Are they going to turn this into success? I mean, thankfully, it doesn't. We can see Arctic Raptors going to go for attack balls off the back of that. They have got some room to work with now. I mean, there's definitely some space in which they can make this work, at least in terms of chipping it away, making it slightly more, I guess, less embarrassing in a way, right? So we'll have to wait and see for Arctic Raptors off the back of this pause. Endpoint, they don't really have too much to answer back at them in towards round number 21. It is going to be a full eco this round for them. Nothing to, I guess, have in response.
How much damage they did. I mean, I don't know, man. Do you think about maybe going for a hero buy on Endpoint just because you know money is like pretty low? I mean, maybe if there was extra cash and you could get an M4 instead of a Deagle, it would be a little more worthwhile. But yeah, as you'd expect, that first kill goes their way. Mighty Max makes it a 2nd, chucks out the AK to Thomas, goes scooping up the gun. The remaining 3 players from Arctic Raptors will focus on a bomb plant and setting themselves up in the post-plant scenario. Bev8, Zodi, Ducky. Surreal to slip in. Doesn't check it. Beve falls as well. Zodi's able to find Max. That was the low HP player, but a 3v2. Listen, man, they got narrow close on. Oh my god, on the force buy, but is it going to be the eco that wins them the round? Nuts has found another. Ducky, 1v3 to keep them in the game. The bomb is planted for him. He's got a flank. Yeah, there is no kit, so they're going to have to get a move on. There's your first frag. Surreal's holding it down. Thomas goes swinging in. Surreal, he's going to have to find the kill. There's just not enough time to do it all, though. Arctic Raptors hold on for another. A brilliant hold on from Ducky. But ultimately, it's another expensive round, one that Arctic Raptors can't really afford. 15-6.
Yeah, I mean, Surreal getting the kill is nice, you know, making it costly over towards the T side, but there's no need to have a, you know, talk about long-term economy, really, anymore. So, Arctic Raptors going to call for yet another timeout here. Sort of feels like we're in the point where it's cannon fodder rounds and seconds of where you question, is it worth it? But... you know, they seem to have an idea. They seem to have some sort of inkling that they can turn this back around. But it will be a full buy-in towards the next for Endpoint. And this is where things do get dicey. Thomas picking up an AUG. An AK save for Surreal, supported by double M4A4 and the M4A1S. And it's map and series point for Endpoint with 9 rounds as a lead.
Well, wonder how useful this timeout really is going to be for Arctic Raptors. No flame. But sometimes I do wonder when it's map point, or, well, series point in this case as well, what is said in those 30 seconds. Like, are you like, yeah, we could beat Endpoint now, just need 9 rounds in a row here, and then to take them to a final map and win 16. You know, maybe that was said. In which case, fair enough. Whiffing. Doesn't hit the first shot. Unfortunate that they do let that one slip away, because it could have been a very big freebie, and off the back of that, a B rush looks quite promising. Instead, it's a triple stack now. 2 in cave, 1 on short. It's dead hush around the server right now, though. Arctic Raptors evaluating their options before they commit.
Well, that's it. Whiffin, having a look in. MHL not taking face in. I like this. It's a smarter play from them in terms of, you know, not overextending, not giving away the numbers advantage towards the T side. It's probably the better way to play it for now. Endpoint can just deny some of that control over towards the Arctic Raptors roster whilst they chip away at the clock. Only 45 seconds to work with. Not exactly a lot of time to clear the angles and get a bomb down. This Molotov will extend it even further.
I mean, 38 seconds. They've left it very, very late in the round here. Sometimes that's okay. But this might just sting. Molly towards back donut. 20 seconds left. They've got to get a move on. Thomas is in on Temple. There's a second man arriving from CT. MHL, so he's here to create the distraction, but in fact falls at the first hurdle. Thomas doesn't hit the shot either. Beve's opened things up with a double. 5v3, 10 seconds left with that bomb. It's enough time to be set down, and Endpoint will go and save. A 7th on the board for the Raptors. Mate, I'm going to shut up because, you know, last time I tried to clown something a bit, literally just then, it's worked out. So, who knows? Who knows?
Arctic Raptors. 2 tech pauses scored, as you mentioned, and the fact that they found success at the back of them, they've got an idea here. You know, that finding success on the T side of Ancient is hard enough as it comes, but to be doing it against a side like Endpoint, in which, domestically speaking, they are the best of the best, Arctic Raptors, they're looking very, very good right now. They're starting to become a little bit more of a prominent side, and even if, you know, they chip away some of this deficit and it still doesn't go in their favor, they've proven to themselves that they have the ability to be notable in terms of, you know, competitive with a very, very dominant side. So you've got to give them credit for that. There will be a kill and exit as well, collected by Nerds. 3 rifles saved for the CT side. Unfortunately, what they can have around it isn't going to be great. Surreal can drop 1, which is nice. So if he's going to go for it, no, that's just going to go for an eco. No drop coming through from Surreal. I would have maybe expected him to drop one across and potentially, you know, even Max could have wielded a Mac 10 as the IGL. Not to be. Endpoint just going to play a low buy.
Kind of understandable. I mean, the loss bonus is good enough to take that low buy. Right now, at least, it's a pretty silent one. No real movement from Endpoint right now. Just a double push towards A. So at least they have that information. MHL will be left close. Thomas sitting a little further back. Surprised that maybe they don't want to look elsewhere and get aggressive around the board. I respect it. It's all hush for Endpoint, and Arctic Raptors know probably by now it's going to be an eco. Let's stay patient and let's not walk individually into a stack or give away any free weapons where we don't need to.
Yeah, tempo very slow here. This has worked wonders for Arctic Raptors in the previous 2 rounds, so I'm not going to cut them out just yet.
Oh, nuts.
Got a good position. That's information gained by Max 2. Just fall away, wait for the retake to come through, play the numbers.
Yeah, understandable. 5v5, no need to rush into anything just yet. This is flagged, no. This is mean, because look, all the kills are happening up front. It doesn't matter how many Cyril goes for at this point. If he goes down in the next attempt, it wouldn't be bad, but he's found another. Now Nerds has swung in, and well, the low bite, unfortunately, is just going to work out. Ducky, hold on, Ducky. Okay, nicely done, and oh, okay. NT, my brother, N to the T. But Arctic Raptors, I mean, listen, I don't want to be that guy, but we all saw it coming. It is just going to be a 16th on the board. They did well to hold on there, but ultimately, your victors here in the quarterfinal. Endpoint CEX take it 2-0. Arctic Raptors, a brilliant job from their first season as an organisation in the Premiership, but it is cut short of the quarterfinals as Endpoint have themselves a 2-0 victory. And of course, they move forward to the semi-finals, and they will be playing again very soon. We're going to go to a break, and then we're going to break things down afterwards. Don't go anywhere. We're back for the final moments after this.